you imagine, that's probably about a 7-story building. But just, dude, the sheer immaculate size of this thing is awesome. What is up, YouTube? Check Guthrie the Dream Poet here, and today I'm out with my best friend Isaiah Flowers, and before we check out the old Higdon Hotel, we are going to check out the Powerhouse. Join me. For all of you who are wondering, the powerhouse that we're going up to is the Appalachian Powerhouse. It's a part of the Appalachia Dam, which is about 12 miles upstream. And what this powerhouse does is it's an empty flow of all the water coming from the dam upstream. I believe it powers up the towns in the Reliance and Polk County area. I'm not too sure though. This is my best friend. We're coming up. You can kind of see where somebody's tried to get into the fence. I really don't know what the deal is with that. Now, there was an agreement back in the early 90s between the federal government and various rafting business and that kind of stuff, that as long as they opened up the river for rafting businesses, the federal government could use it for the '95 Olympics on the Ocoee River. And while that agreement was there, that also included the Hiwassee River. And a little bit of a fun fact about the Hiwassee River: there are more deaths on the Hiwassee River than on the Nantahala, the Ocoee, and the Hiwassee combined. Main reason because is people underestimate the Hiwassee. Now, why so many deaths happen along the Hiwassee River, as I was saying earlier, is that it's very underestimated. For example, it's 147-mile span. It's not that hard for a kayaker or a tuber to get off their tube thinking it's a flat river, when really in some places there's about 5-foot crevices that it's not that hard to get off and get your foot stuck and get swept beneath the river. That's why so many deaths happen every year. Still, it's perhaps one of the most beautiful rivers among the three. We're coming up to a set of train tracks. Now, that is both used by the CSX Railroad as well as the Hiwassee River Express, which is this really cool tourist train that comes up through the area and goes all the way up to Copper Hill. I thought I'd bring everyone out here. We were a little bit funny about going to the Higdon Hotel, mainly because there's a lot of no trespassing signs, but I think we're going to go through it briefly, or at least we're going to go on the outsides of it to show everyone what it looks like. Now, the place itself was built in the 1890s and it operated to the early 1920s, and from there they used it as, in fact, it was so popular with the people, with the railroad companies coming through and building this area, that they called it by the Higdon Station instead of by its actual name. And from there, they mostly used it for that, but oh wow. Now this is something I wanted to see when we came up to the Appalachia Powerhouse, and that is these giant pipes that just seem to go up about 7 flights of stairs all the way up to the mountains. Now, what they're used for is their flumage. They pour out into this part of the Hiwassee from the Appalachia Dam, which is 12 miles upstream. And the reason for the dam itself is back in the 1940s, they were using them as emergency power for the aluminum process for World War II and the war effort. For anyone that's curious what these big pipes are, these are the tubes that help run the flume line here on the Hiwassee River. But yeah, just seeing the sheer size of these things is incredible. That's about 7 flights of stairs. If you imagine, that's probably about a 7-story building. But just, dude, the sheer immaculate size of this thing is awesome. As my best friend and I were walking back to the parking lot, I just wanted to turn the music down and let everyone hear the sound of the river. Why I did this is, throughout this video I had to edit out a lot of sound, and just the harmony of the river, it's very, very harmonizing, is the only way I can put it. The bridge is, if you have a fear of heights, I still suggest that you come out to this area. It's a very pristine view of the Hiwassee River. I mean, as you can see the Powerhouse, and you can just see the overall color of the river and the mist in the valley. There are 2 ways to get to the Appalachian Powerhouse. One is along a stretch of road going along the John Muir Trail, and the other is an 11-mile span of winding roads, and I hear it's very winding and narrow and often quite dangerous. Overall, it's an enchanting experience. I do recommend coming up here. Okay, we're coming off the bridge, but everyone, that was the Hiwassee Powerhouse. That's something you don't see every day. And yeah, I think we're going to check out the Higdon Hotel now. Now, as we ventured into the old Higdon Hotel, this is the first room that we came across. Now, there's about 4 or 5 other fireplaces in every other part of the house, just like this one. And you can even see where the people that were renovating the house before had more or less left it as it was. The reasoning being they either lost interest or they just ran out of funding. If you ask some of my friends who ghost hunt, they've even heard some stories that the man who was working on it left because he got so scared, and he even left like $200-300 tools in the building and never came back for them. But that's just local legend. Now, there's about 8 rooms in total that are just like them. They're all about the same. There you can see some boards left over and flooring. Actually, you can see some of the original flooring from about the 1920s, the last time the Higdon Hotel was used. I apologize for my camera going in and out. I was using my phone camera this time. There's the room where it's been propped up and everything's been held together, but still, for a house that's been sitting empty for about 4 years now, non-renovated, it's still in pristine condition. but I don't recommend that people go here for multiple reasons. But still, the building itself is absolutely beautiful from the outside. It's even on the National Register of Historic Sites. So hopefully there will be a day when this beauty is brought back to its former glory and people can do as their grandparents and their great-grandparents did, and that's stay in the Higdon Hotel. And again, I apologize for the shaky camera. I wanted to get in there I wanted to get in there and get out as fast as I could. It's so far I haven't been able to find it anywhere on YouTube. Everyone, thanks for watching. As I say in all of my videos, stay posted, stay tuned. Keep up with me on my Facebook page, Dream Poet, and on my Instagram in the link below. I love you all very much. Peace out, y'all.